Hello book nerds, welcome to Bookshelf Bunny. I'm Kim and this is August's wrap up and September's TBR. Hey guys, so I didn't get as much read in August as normal, but I still did pretty good. I got 5 books. 2 of them were rereads. I've been rereading the Old Kingdom series by Garth Nix, so I read Lyriel and A Porson. But 3 of them were new reads. One was a buddy read with a friend on Instagram. That book was The Collected Regrets of Clover. And the other 2 books were just fun little library borrows that I randomly selected and listened to as audiobooks. The Quiche of Death was recommended to me by my friend Diamond over at A Little Geek, A Little Chic, and that was just a fun, light, cozy mystery. I really enjoyed it. It was the perfect book for coming back from my trip to London and Paris. Just something light, low-key. It was a good, bookish palette cleanser after the chaos of traveling. That book was super cute. And I also read The Left-Handed Booksellers of London, and that is such a cute book. I'm going to read the rest of that series, I think. The basic premise of that one is there's the old world, which is the world of myths and legends that just kind of exists underneath the reality of our world, and certain people have experiences with it. And there's this group, this organization, they're called the Booksellers, and they're in charge of kind of governing it and making sure that the more nefarious aspects of the old world don't wreak too much havoc in the real world. And it's a really fun book. I enjoyed that one a lot. So that's what I read in August. I have a couple other books on the go that I haven't finished yet, including Insidious Valor by Daniel Monroe. So I am still working my way through this one. I am just about finished. I've got about a quarter of the book left to go. So I didn't quite get it done in time for this video, but next video, next week, we'll do a review on Insidious Valor. So keep an eye out for that. As for this month's TBR, so first of all, there's a comic book that I started a couple months ago trying to prepare for my trip, and I'm going to be finishing that in September on my fancy new Kobo color. My husband got me an early birthday gift, and I am super excited. This is Asterix. This is the comic book that I will be finishing in September on my new Kobo color. Look at that! Color comic book on my e-reader. I'm so excited. I'll do a video about my Kobo in the future, so keep an eye out for that as well. I'll give you an unboxing and, first impressions, a short review, that type of thing. So keep an eye out for that. Not yet. I'm still playing with it and getting to know it. But I will be reading this. I'm excited about it. Gonna finish that up. Other books that I'm going to be reading in September include 11/22 by Stephen King. I'm going to be reading this with my buddy Diamond at A Little Geek, A Little Chic. We're doing a buddy read for it. I'm going to be reading it with my fancy Stephen King bookmark. Very excited about being able to use this. So this guy's a chonker, and it's probably going to take a couple of months to get through, but we're going to start it in September and see how far we get. I'm also going to be reading Howl's Moving Castle. This book I picked up at a bookstore in Bath during my travels in England, and it was a blind date with a book. I opened it up when I got home, and it was this, and I'm so excited about it. I'm going to read that this month. Super stoked. I also am hoping to read Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, a cozy fantasy book. Also hoping to read The Honey Witch, another cozy, slightly spooky, getting into the fall vibe season book. So that's going to be a good one. A light, cozy, witchy read. And I'm also hoping to read Bride. This one is getting a little bit more into the spooky season with the werewolf and vampire vibe, but it's like romantic-y, so it's also going to be a good transition book, I think, for September. Oh, speaking of Bride, I'm going to be reading this one with another book club. I've recently started using Fable. I think I'm going to switch from Goodreads to Fable. I'm going to join that club. And the reason being, it just feels more interactive. I like the social aspect of Fable better than the social aspect on Goodreads. And it just feels a little more user-friendly. I like that you can do the wrapped, my wrap-up image here comes from Fable. And I like that. You can do that. It kind of gives you some more in-depth reading stats than Goodreads does. You can do a reading streak, and I think that that will help motivate me to read every day. I mean, I already read almost every day. But on those days where I'm just not quite feeling it, the desire to keep up my streak in Fable might be a motivator. So I think I'm going to switch to that. I haven't decided yet. Right now I'm kind of doing Fable and Goodreads side by side until I decide, but I'm leaning towards Fable. Fable also lets you do like TV shows. You can track your TV shows, which is kind of fun. It's not really bookish, but it's a neat little feature. This isn't paid at all, in case you're wondering. These are my legitimate thoughts on switching to that reading app instead. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Does anyone out there use Fable? What are your opinions? Is it something that I should switch to? Did you switch to Fable from Goodreads? I would love to know, but I'm leaning that direction. So I'll let you know. Fable has book clubs in it, and they seem to be pretty interactive, so I'm going to try one out with Bride. That's where that tangent came from. The next book I'm going to be reading is Caraval. I'm reading that with a book club on Instagram, and I'm super excited about it. And that's really all I've got for you. I will let you know how the reading month goes, and I'll do a full review of Insidious Valor in my next video, so keep an eye out for that. In a couple videos from now, I'll do a full review of my fancy Kobo color. I upgraded from a Kobo Clara 2E, so they're the same size and functionality, just color. So I'll give you some full thoughts on that later on as well. All right, book nerds, that's all I got for you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know if you are using a Kobo color, whether it's the Libra or the Clara, and how you feel about it. And also let me know if you are using Fable and what your thoughts are on that. Okay, that's it for now. As always, happy reading.